Hey, awesome ones. It's nighttime. You know, I used to actually dread nighttime because I had such a difficult time getting to sleep. But I found about 10 different ways to really help me get not only a good night's sleep, but the actual REM sleep that they talk about. So, are you interested? It's coming up in just a few seconds. So sometimes I gotta admit, I kind of get mad at Bill. Sorry about this, Bill. But he's the kind of guy that his head hits the pillow and he's asleep. And I'm just sort of sitting there sometimes for hours, wide awake. And it just drives me crazy. I remember this one time. We used to videotape a show. Do you remember that when you used to do that? And when we wanted to watch it, you know, a lot of times it was really late at night. So Bill would be in charge of kind of skipping over commercials and that sort of thing with a remote. So here he is, we're watching the show and he's skipping over the commercials and he's into the show and I go, Bill, he's asleep. He's asleep and he still has his finger on the remote on fast forward. I mean, who does that? Well, it's certainly not me. So what I had to do is develop some routines to help me sleep at night. And at least two of these routines, or I guess you could call them tips, involve those nights where I'm really tossing and turning and I've got a bit of insomnia. So at least two of them are really good for that. And there are no sleeping pills or drugs in the making of this video. So my number one tip is I wash my face every night, and I usually about 90% of the time, I don't care if it's 3 in the morning, I'm going to have a bath. And that just sort of sets the whole tune to, I'm going to get sleepy, I'm going to get drowsy. And sometimes I even put in a lavender bubble bath, which, the essence just makes you drowsy. It absolutely does. So after that, I'm crawling into beautiful cotton sheets. These are 100% cotton, and I'll tell you something, they're not sandpapery, they're not pilly, they're actually cool as well. Like they feel a little cool to the touch. Now I'm pretty sure that probably silk or satin will probably do the trick as well. But if you've got those old sheets where, maybe your toes are sticking out of them or they're ripped or they're sandpapery, get rid of them. We sleep so much. Invest in some of these cotton sheets. You'll be so glad you did. So my number 3 tip is keep your room cool. If it's the winter time, turn down that thermostat. And in the summertime, it's the summertime right now, and we have central air in our home. For some reason, it just doesn't get to the master bedroom. So we have a portable air conditioner here, and we just love it because there's something about being cool and not hot and sweaty that really helps to let you sleep. So my 4th tip is kind of still with keeping cool. Get yourself a luxurious satin or silk pillowcase. This is so cool. And also they say that it helps because it's not like a rough cotton. It helps to keep your hair nice and kind of helps to keep those wrinkles at bay because it's such a smooth surface. And I had a really hard time finding this satin pillowcase. Not all the stores have them. So what I'm going to do is in the description, we're going to have a link back to our blog, and we're going to itemize a lot of these items that you find in this video because, like I said, a lot of them are difficult to find, and we'll make sure we've got the satin pillowcases in there. So sticking with the pillows, my number 5 tip, now this really works for me. I don't know if you're the kind of person that has gone through maybe dozens of pillows. You can't find the right one. I know that was me. I've tried feathered and polyfilled and all kinds of different pillows. This is I don't sleep on all these pillows. I sleep on one pillow. The one with my silk pillowcase. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to mention, and I'm supposed to mention it, that if you do get something, and I'll make sure that this pillow that I'm going to talk about is there as well, from the blog, we do make a little bit of commission on that, and that really, it helps us to keep going on these videos. So thank you very much if you get something from there. We really appreciate it. So, ta-da! This is it's called a bamboo pillow. And it has, I hope it's not too gross looking, but anyway, it's got a very cool comfort on the outside of it. Again, the whole coolness thing is going down. And what I also love about it is it has memory foam. Well, it's like a memory foam inside of it. This thing, I don't know if you can get the feel of this. It weighs a ton. Like, you think to yourself, who wants to, who wants to lay on a pillow like that? And that's what I thought when I bought it. And it wasn't cheap either. So I thought to myself, oh my gosh, I've just, blown all this money. But no, you lay on it, your head just kind of forms to it. It's so cool and everything. Best night's sleep. And I don't work for these guys or anything. They're not sponsoring anything. But what I love about this pillow, and I'm going to link back to pretty well the exact one, I'm pretty sure I can find it. What I love about it is that I've had it now for 4 years. It rocks. So my 6th tip is my Himalayan salt lamp. Every night, I turn this on maybe just as I'm running my bath a lot of times. So I turn on this little baby, and you should really do a study on these Himalayan salt lamps. Apparently, the air all around us has produced these, I know, I can't get into it too scientifically, but this positive air, and it's not clean. And what this does is it puts negative ions into the area, into the room or whatever, and it's like opening a window and getting that breath of fresh air. So it's really, really helping that. And they say it helps you sleep, and I've had mine now for I guess around 3 years, and I am, maybe it's all the mixture of all these things because I've been on a mission to sleep at night, but I'm not getting rid of it because I think it might help. So my 7th tip is to have a little humidifier, and especially when you've got the heat cranked in the wintertime and the air's so dry, it's really good to have a little moisture in the air. And I don't know if you can see this little one. It's cranking away here. You can sort of see the steam on it, but it's not a hot steam or anything like that. It's a really nice, cool kind of steam. And this one also will take essential oils. And there's all kinds that you can put into your little, it's actually called a diffuser, but all the water's gone in the morning, so I know it's doing some humidifying. But lavender, essential oil, just think of doing that. That would be awesome for getting a good night's sleep. So the number 8 thing that I do, I've been doing this since I was a real little kid. I say my prayers. And if that's not for you, another thing that I would suggest that you do, which I do, is I think about 3 things that I'm really, really grateful for that happened in the day. And I really feel that if you go to sleep with an attitude of gratitude, it's just going to give you that comfort you need. So the 9th tip, what I do, I go to bed about 11:30. I'm not asleep at that time, but I go to bed around 11:30 at night. And I watch something funny, usually the talk shows. And sometimes I'm just belly laughing before I go to sleep. And I just know the endorphins are working, and it's really, really a good thing for me. Now, a lot of you might say, well, aren't you watching the news? Nope. I don't watch the news at night. I don't watch the news hardly at all because I'm on social media. If there's something happening, I generally can find out it that way. And let me tell you something, the monologues at night, they're always covering some news stories, but in a way that doesn't really scare me. There's no visual or anything like that. And I think a good laugh before you go to sleep is a great thing. So my 10th tip, this may not be for everybody. I'm so lucky that I have Bill that sleeps through everything, but I have busy brain. I lay down on my pillow and he's like, and I swear I go through the whole day and the next day and probably the following week, and I can't shut my brain down. There's so much chatter. So what I do is after I've watched the talk shows, I find a TV station. This is really weird, but it works. And it's the only thing I found that works, because I won't take the drugs or anything. So what I do is I find a really boring show that doesn't have commercials. And I put the sound down just enough that it's almost like a murmur kind of thing. And what it does for me is that murmur, it stops my chatter. And it's amazing how this works. I mean, usually when I put on the murmur thing, it probably, 10 minutes and I'm asleep. I wake up in the middle of the night and I got to turn the TV off, and but it really works for me. Last resort, I mean, the other night I was worried about something, and I was up till, I woke up about 3:30 and then I couldn't get back to sleep. And a hot milk. I know it's an old wives' tale. This is like your bonus number 11, but sometimes I got something that I'm worried about, and the hot milk, I take the hot milk, and it's just like, Mom is looking after me from above or something and saying, take your hot milk, and I sleep like a baby. So I hope that if you're one of those people, because I know how bad it is when you can't sleep, so I hope that I've helped you, and I hope that you can get a good restful night's sleep. It's so healthy for you. It's so important, and especially getting to the REM sleep. And somebody who's almost asleep right now is our little hurricane. Big yawn. He was already sleeping, so he's getting a little bit tired right now, but we're so grateful. Talk about gratitude. We're so grateful for all of our subscribers. You guys are amazing, and I just love the comments, as I mentioned before. And by the way, if you want to subscribe, there's a button down there somewhere. Come on down and join us for our videos and our community. We'd love to have you there. Another thing that I found out is this bell. I don't know, it's somewhere around the video, and if you click on the bell, you'll get notifications when our videos are up. So thanks so much. We work really hard on them, so we so appreciate if you're watching. And talking about watching them on Tuesdays, we're usually doing inspirational or lifestyle or food or travel, exercise, that sort of thing on Tuesdays. And then on Fridays, of course, it's the beauty and fashion videos. So my wish for you out of this video is that you get awesome night's sleeps, because awesome night's sleeps really help you to have an awesome next day. And so I hope that you do that. And all I can say right now is nighty-night. Everyone's invited to subscribe and join us on our videos.